Whenever you decide to upgrade your studio, you cannot forget the most important component. It's not the drums, it's not the mics, it's not the lights. It's the cables that run the mics to the interface. And did you guys know that Audix Mics makes XLR cables? Well, thanks to Audix and Sweetwater for sponsoring this video, we can get into the box and we can see these XLR cables in action. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so as I mentioned, here is the box. Now, I want to say a big thank you to a company that I endorse and endorses me. I am an Audix artist. Now, Audix makes all kinds of goodies. They make great microphones, they make XLR cables, they make headphones, they make all kinds of goodies like wireless systems. I mean, again, the sky's the limit. But one of the things that I wanted to do as I was upgrading the studio with the new Gretsch kit and really getting everything set up so it's as ergonomic as possible, what I realized is that my cables were really out of date and a lot of them are too short. So they're pulling on the microphones or they are having a hard time reaching the interface. And I did not realize that Audix had these awesome 25-foot right angle XLR cables that are gonna work perfect for the studio. And anytime you're getting ready to upgrade your studio, getting new cables is always a great idea. So a big thank you to Audix and Sweetwater for sponsoring this video. Sweetwater is the best place to go for all things pro audio and recording, whether it's microphones, cables, headphones, interfaces, whatever the case is, and they're the home of all of Audix's products. They have their microphones, like I said, their XLR cables, their headphones, their wireless systems, and everything in between. So I'm super excited to get my hands on these brand new XLR cables, get them set up on the kit, and show you how not only can having upgraded cables really help the sound that you have in your studio, but they can help the ergonomics, they can make it look better, and we're gonna get all this stuff cable managed. You know, even though this box looks like it might be easy to open, we do need some help. And I think that we can get that help from somebody that we all know and love. And that is, of course, Talent Knife! Yeah! Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. Thank you, Talent Knife. Alrighty. Oh, guys, you know what this is? Connect! Okay, so here we go. Here are the cables. But as you can see here are our 25-foot high-performance, right-angled balanced mic cables. What's great about these, as you can see there on the package, they are a quad conductor cable for maximum conductivity. The ones I use right now are budget cables, so we do actually unfortunately run into situations where the microphones don't record because maybe they're slightly unplugged or they're just not having that maximum conductivity. Now these are also braided. It's going to help shield some of the interference. These are also PVC jacketed for durability, which we'll look at in just a second. And again, they have the high quality connectors. So let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so now we are in. Oh yeah, these are so much better quality. So you can see there's the Audix microphones. We got the logo here. Now this is a very high quality connector. This is what actually goes into your interface. You can see there's a little arrow on top. There we go, letting you know which way it goes. There's our connector pins inside. Very durable, definitely metal. Really, really durable. The ones I'm using right now are like a cheaper plastic, so this is a huge upgrade. And then this is something I really wanted, because a lot of the times what happens is you have cables that kind of get bent like this. And over time, that bend really does a number on the connectivity and the internals of this cable. So by having it already at a right angle, you're able to get into your microphones without having to bend the cable. So it really helps with reach, and it really helps with making sure that, again, we're not putting stress on the cable while it's plugged into the microphones. And then also look at that connector, just really, really nice, high quality. Here we go. And then what we're gonna do, guys, is we're going to cable manage everything. These are 25 feet. This room's not even 25 feet. So we'll get everything cable managed, zip tied, looking delicious, and then we'll go from there. So with that being said, my friends, let's go ahead, get the cable swapped out, and I'll show you how convenient this right angle is, how durable these connectors are, and again, just looking forward to being able to have a full Audix setup, both with the mics and with our cables. All right, guys, so before we switch out all the microphone cables, I thought it might be kind of cool to see if a cable changes the sound. So I'm not gonna mess with anything on the interface. I'm not gonna mess with the placement of the mics either, other than the fact that they're not gonna be tugging. You may even be able to see that. If you can't, so like I can't even move this microphone because it's tugging so hard. Same thing with this one. I'm really looking forward to switching out for these 1/4-inch mics, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to see what it sounds like. So I'm just gonna do something quick. We'll try to replicate that with the new cables and see if it makes a difference in the total quality. Maybe not, but at the very least it'll make it easier for me to get everything set up and recording without having to worry about things being tugged on and pulled around. Like I said, I may change the positioning a little bit of the mics just because they won't be being pulled anymore, but I did want to just do a quick sound test to see what it sounds like as it is. So we're just gonna do a quick little groove. All right, let's get to work and see what it sounds like after. All right guys, so as you can see, here is how they are plugged in now. And you can see, I mean, this thing is like really tight. Like the microphone is literally, I can't even move the mic. Same thing with this one, it's so tight because they're so short. But also, again, you can see every one of these microphones has like a crimp in it. We're gonna go ahead and get all of these mic cables changed out. Now I do have this relatively cable managed. You can see they're all zip tied. So we'll zip tie them again. So first things first, we're gonna cut all these zip ties and then we'll start getting the new cables plugged in. All right guys, so what's so cool about these Audix like right angle plugs is, again, these are 25 feet long. So super long. We're not gonna have to worry about any like issues with things getting tugged, but also there's that right angle. So all we have to do, and I am gonna tuck it underneath here, is just boom, and we're in. All right guys, so I also lifted up both of the overheads just because I've got such a small room here, and what I feel like I'm catching is a lot of cymbal volume in the actual mix. So I raised these guys up. Again, we're gonna do the same thing though. Typically what I'll do as well, I'll kind of run it up around so that way there's a little bit of cable management, just like that. And now we'll run it again towards the mix, but before we do that, we might as well go ahead and we'll grab the hi-hat and the snare. Again, we're gonna run it up just like this. In fact, I might actually do it the other way. Perfect. And then boom, we've got audio. Same kind of thing, guys. We're gonna run this cable straight through kind of all these stands. That one's in now. So I have a Kelly shoe system. I'm a Kelly shoe artist. So I've got the cable running out through the tom mount because I don't use it. I have it mounted to the cymbal stand. And then I've got it running off to the side like this. And then to kind of make it look a little prettier, I've got Rocket here. He's my stuffy raccoon. He's on every kit that we have. I just tuck his little paws underneath these front hooks, and boom, there he is. You can't even tell that we've got a cable running out unless you're looking for it. But thank you, Rocket, for your service. All right, guys, so we've got 3 more cables. As you can see, I've got a little F9 Audix mic right there underneath the ride cymbal, and I really like the way that this sounds because it captures the bell really nicely. And with this beautiful Brian Fraser Moore ride cymbal, you really want to make sure you capture that bell sound because it's just a beautiful cymbal. It's my favorite cymbal, I think, of any company out there, any manufacturer out there. I just love it. And this one's gonna be a little tricky, so I think we're gonna go back this way. Ah, shablow. There we go. All right, guys, so then tucked back there, or tucked in here, you can see the floor tom mic. So we're gonna go ahead and go under and get this guy plugged in. There we go. Boom. All right, that brings us to our last cable. That's gonna be this guy right here. And I like to, again, kind of wrap them around so the cables are not taut, but they're just, again, they're not loose either. All right, guys, so that's the last one. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna clean up all this mess and then I'll show you guys how I cable manage. All right, guys, so we've got everything plugged in. Now I'm doing the cable management part. It's gonna look kind of ugly, but I promise it makes sense. So first, I've already done this one, which just is to get us started. And then I just cut it short. And I don't do a ton of them. I just do enough that they can stay looking somewhat clean. I'm hoping that that's picking up on the camera. And I pull it a little tight when I'm doing it. Again, just to make sure that it doesn't look like a mess of cables when we're going through and getting everything set up. You don't have to do a ton of them, but again, I like to do it just so it looks a little nicer. And I'll show you what it looks like, because over here on this side, holy moly, we got a lot of cleaning to do. All these cables are zip tied, as you can see, going underneath the kick. Beautiful face. We've got our floor tom, or excuse me, our rack tom all plugged in, ready to go. Kick drum cable coming out, and all of this is going underneath all of these stands. All the cables are zip tied together. You may be able to see that right there. And then this clean channel going to the back. Now the back is a hot mess. I'm not gonna show that to you, but look at this mess. Woo-wee! Oh my God, I look crazy. I've been sweating in here. Now I'm gonna clean up a little bit. I know the camera's shaky because I'm dying right now, but I'm gonna clean up a little bit in here, and then we'll do one more sound test, see if there's a difference. All right guys, so now let's see, is there an audible difference between the cables that we use? The only things that are mounted a teeny bit different are these overheads. We're just gonna do a quick little rock beat, see what it sounds like all together, and then yeah, we'll go to the desk and talk about these cables. A little bit of a different video than we normally have today, but I have to say a big thank you to my friends over at Audix. Again, I am an Audix endorsed artist. I stand by their microphones and all of their products. Extremely high quality, superb sound. I mean, it is the sound of Arizona drummer. I love Audix microphones. So big thank you to Chris, my artist relations rep over there. Thank you for everything. But then also a big thank you to Sweetwater for sponsoring this video and providing all of these new awesome Audix cables so we can upgrade our studio. Again, you guys, you cannot forget about the cables when you are upgrading your studio. It's so important that you have good, high quality cables. I can't tell you the number of times I've recorded in here and one of the microphones didn't work, or maybe something was cutting in and out, or something sounded a little funky, and it was because of either a faulty cable or maybe a cable that was being stretched or bent, or maybe again just a cable that was under tension or too old, or whatever the case is. But cables can really make or break the sound of your kit, the sound of your studio, and the sound of your recordings. So I am absolutely grateful to have a full suite now of Audix mics and Audix cables, making the studio sound incredible while also having peace of mind of knowing that I have high quality cables. I'm not gonna have to worry about microphones not recording or things short-circuiting because of a bad cable. And if you want to pick up these cables for yourselves, make sure to hit the link down below and check out Sweetwater.com. Not only did they provide these cables for us, but they have tons and tons of different XLR options, different microphone options. You could pick up a full set of Audix mics, all the cables you need, stands, drums, cymbals, guitars, whatever the case is, whatever you're interested in, Sweetwater.com is the best place to go when you need music gear. So make sure to hit the link down below, check them out, and pick these cables up for yourselves. This is the most confident I've been in my ability to capture the tonality of my drums in this studio, as well as having them be that 25 feet of length allowed me to cleanly manage these cables so it doesn't look like jungle vines in this room. But with that, my friends, if you like this video, make sure smash that like button, as well as drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. What cables do you use at home or in your studio, and what cables do you swear by? If you haven't already, also please make sure to subscribe, follow me on Instagram. Everybody at Instagram gets a little bit of a sneak peek of the stuff I'm working on before the videos go live, and then Patreon gets a complete sneak peek. They get unedited versions, behind the scenes, exclusive content, and in fact, my recent clinic in its full hour-and-a-half duration is live on my Patreon right now. So again, become a Patreon member. You won't regret it. There's a lot of really great goodies that happen there. In fact, thank you to these gentlemen right here for being a drum set level member and helping invest in the channel, as well as make sure to pick up some merch. Get your AZD hats, shirts, hoodies. God, look at that lion's mane. I look like a goddamn god. I'm sorry, but pick up your AZD shirts, hats, hoodies, behind the kit stuff, Talon knife shirt for God's sakes, the tool of the gods. So make sure to check out the link down below, pick up merch for yourself, rep the AZD brand, and those proceeds come right back to the channel so I can continue to invest in videos just like this, where we upgrade the studio, talk about how we get our tones, as well as more gear, advice, lessons, education, and entertainment for each and every one of you. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see all of you